All right, everybody. Streams coming in on YouTube. Streams coming in now. We got our audio set up. Audio is fixed. We should be good to go. Let me make sure Facebook's getting involved. As always, there should be a stream going to it. How are we doing, everyone? How are we doing? Yep, just got the notification. Mercado Media went live. Bet. All right, cool. Things are going well. Let me share this on to Facebook. Hopefully Facebook holds up. It should. We had an issue last night, but we got it all sorted out. It should be sorted and hopefully good to go for today. So we're going to be talking to Alex in a bridged Good Morning KYIV, even though it's nighttime in the UK and afternoon in the US and middle of the night and it's a late night in KYIV, but we're going to just have a conversation. Hopefully have this be a regular thing around 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. It's 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern. So at the latest, we're going to be having more daytime conversations, not just with Alex, but beyond. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to get on into it and have a discussion with our buddy Alex. How you doing, Alex? Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, buddy. I mean, it's difficult being back in the UK after the life we've just had over the last few weeks. It's nice to see you again, even though virtually.
I know, right?
But you know, good to see you still repping the Kraken hat as well.
Of course, it's just part of me now at this point. I can't go anywhere without it. It's become like another body part, basically.
Yeah. It's understandable, man. And hello to everyone that's watching around the world. We will maybe at some point get to a weather update, of course, just to give people a little dose of the Good Morning KYIV live. But
right, if you miss Good Morning KYIV, it was just a fantastic time. I mean, it was we started off probably something like this, where we just kind of threw something random together, and we're just talking about our day, and then it turned into some morning show that just came out of nowhere that I guess was needed too, because I don't think anyone else is doing a morning show in KYIV.
Not at all, man. No, I think you basically just started doing a live stream update as you would do to your audience, and then I appeared on the balcony, and I think I just asked if you wanted a cup of tea and bought you one, and then you were like, "Come and sit down with me," and it sort of went from there, really.
Yeah, honestly, it took off right from that moment, and then it was the same night we were gonna go meet John, or John had emailed, or maybe it was the next morning, and we had went and met John Sweeney at dinner, which was, oh my goodness, that dinner was a wild time, huh?
I mean, that was a bit of a what goes on tour stays on tour style dinner. That one was, wasn't it, man? Like, yeah, I think we attempted to kill Mercado with a number of different meals that he'd never eaten before and probably won't ever want to eat again, like black pudding.
Yeah, that was the blood pudding was definitely an interesting meal. I don't think I'd have it again. It was good to sample it, but I don't think I would. Yeah, I don't think I'd go for that one again.
No, that's fair enough, mate.
So what have you been up to since you've been home?
Oh God, I got back. I didn't get back until Monday, so only a few days ago. Yeah. I've had to do some work on my startup. I've tried to. I've been speaking to quite a lot of soldiers because there's obviously quite a lot of activity going on at the moment. I've been trying to sort out the next campaign, which is for this minibus for the head of psychology for PTSD that we can talk about in a bit if you like.
Okay, yeah.
And I've mostly been just sort of planning to be going back to Ukraine, really.
That's where I'm at too, getting my trip logistics set, where I'm going and where I'm going to be. And I'm excited because I'm going back in September, but you're going back in August, right? A couple weeks here.
Yeah, I go back 2 weeks yesterday.
Wow.
And I think, to be honest, over the next couple of days, you'll book a flight to Tallinn and be on the same convoy, probably.
Oh yeah, I wish I could. I wish I could. I likely would, but I'm going to be working at the Minnesota State Fair this year, It's like a
That's
quick, yeah, it's a few grand of money for 12 days of people watching. So I mean, it's hard work when it's hot too, when it needs to be, but a lot of my day is people watching and just kind of enjoying the fair. So it'll be a good opportunity to make some money and bring it to Ukraine. So
yeah.
yeah. So August to be, I'll be August to be pretty busy, but then once August is over, I just have those. It's like on the 13th, so about a week and a half. I gotta wait. Just oh my god, hurry up! Count down the days until I can get going. But there will likely be two Mercado Media trucks on this convoy that you're on the August one. Yeah, because the special forces really the third truck that we fundraised while I was in Kyiv, the special forces really need it, so it's going to be on that convoy and the medical truck. So there will be two trucks, I think, on the August convoy, according to Dimitri from Mercado Media. So that means we got to get a fifth truck for me to drive in September, which we can definitely do that. So we just completed our fourth truck last night on our stream.
Yeah, you smashed it with that, man. And I think that medical truck, for people that don't know who it's for, that's like Project Constantine, which is like proper frontline combat medic group. And whilst we were out in Kiev, their last truck got shot at by the Russians. They came under, I think, like 120 mil mortar fire, and if you there's a little video of it where it really got blown to pieces, and one of them jumped out, and the other guy drove off, and the guy that the truck's for was literally there lying on the road, thinking he was about to die.
Damn.
So, like, their combat medic truck is currently out of action. So you and your followers have enabled them to carry on saving people's lives.
Well, there we go. Listen to that, chat. New medical truck. Plus, I think it has the aid and litter in the back of it.
Yeah, it's amazing, mate. Yeah. The quality of truck that you're going to give them because of what you've raised compared to what they had before is a whole different level. So, yeah, it will help them carry on helping a lot more people.
Well, GG's. There we go, everyone. Look at that. We got a medical truck, and then I know the special forces really needed a vehicle too. So, but we're going to be this next vehicle, this fifth one, is the one we're going to be adding, I think, a few extra thousand to, so we can get a drone for this unit as well. So I can have an opportunity to fire a mortar, maybe closer to the front. So that'd be an interesting experience next time. We're going to be getting closer to the front lines this next time, you guys, on the next trip, even if it's just down, somewhere closer, and just talk to some people and just show some of the views outside of Kyiv. What happened? Did we lose the feed? You guys are saying no in the chat. Are we good? Can you guys see everything?
I can
Everything
see
good?
it okay.
All right, good.
I can see it okay on YouTube, mate. Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think, I think your opportunity to get further to the front will be no problem at all. I think let's see where the front is, right?
Exactly. It's changing. Like the front is changing as we speak right now. Our Ukrainian armed forces are moving, gaining ground around Bakhmut, gaining ground in Zaporizhia regions. It's going really well.
That's it. There's a lot of action in Bakhmut. There's a lot of action down in Zaporizhia. The bridgehead across the other side of Kazan, across the Dnipro, has been expanded. So I think we're seeing pushes on multiple fronts, and that stretches the Russians and what they have. And I'd like to hope that come September, there'll be a very different looking landscape on the battlefield to as we sit here today.
Same here. Mercado Media, you're going to be back together in September. Yes, he's going back again in September. I would be there for at least 2-3 weeks though. Going into it, knowing I'm staying, not just for the initial weekend with them. So, he said right away, as soon as I got there, like, you're going to stay longer than the weekend. Because I did. It was because I was going to go for my 30th birthday down to Florida to Walt Disney World, and I had it all planned and everything. And then as soon as the weekend came around and we had delivered the vehicles, and I delivered, and I said, man, that just was impossible. I got to stay longer. So stayed through the birthday, and I turned 30 in Kyiv, and it was awesome birthday, like all around. It was a really good birthday.
Yeah, I think once you go on the trip once, as you found out, it's a life-changing experience.
It really is. So, and Maybe if you don't have your, how are you doing on your vehicle?
The armored vehicle for August I've done, and then the PTSD truck campaign starts tomorrow. So I've got the video. Dimitri's been on holiday, right? Because everyone needs a break, so I haven't got the donor box page up. But technically, if people donate to the live one at the moment, the GER one that's already on the site, what I'm going to do is transfer the difference because it's over donated on already. I'm going to put that onto the new truck.
Okay.
Just like with your last truck, for example, you've got about 500 euros over.
Yep.
So what we'll do when you do your next truck is we'll just take that amount of money and put it on your next one. So even though your donations have gone over, that just means there's money already in the pot for your next campaign.
Let's go. Perfect. And we're also going to be, I just was able to post today, but we got to meet Nucking Futz Yuri, didn't we? At the last event of the trip.
Yeah. I mean, tell people about that a little bit, man.
Yeah, Operator Starsky, we were having breakfast because we had just finished our final Good Morning KYIV stream, and as we're at breakfast with Mick, Starsky goes, "Hey, bro, you guys want to meet Nucking Futz Yuri, Paul?" And we said, "Yeah, sure, we'd love to do that." And so we had to go to the hospital, and it was a lot of Ukrainian soldiers there. It was a deep experience because you got to see firsthand what the sacrifice of those soldiers are giving for their country, and the wounds, and I mean, it's amputees, and all just walking around. They're just in there healing and trying to get better in most cases so they can get back out and continue fighting. So we went and we met Yuri and talked with them, and he was bandaged up, and it was surreal going from seeing the video, right, watching him, and they give me my fucking, like, we just watched it like a couple of days prior to meeting him, and it was like, give me my fucking bag, and he gets this bag, and then his Humvee in the video that he had posted gets blown up, and you can see, there he is right there in the flesh, like healing from those wounds that we had seen in the video. So he's doing well, he's healing up, he's resting, he's going to be getting back out there again, and we're going to be directly helping Yuri and his unit with ear pro and eye pro, ear protection and eye protection that they desperately need. So it was a great experience. What did you feel from it?
Yeah, I think when you go to the military hospitals, you get a real harsh example of the price of war, and obviously, you know, in that place you saw the impact of landmines, right? Yep. You know, there are a lot of warriors that didn't have arms or legs anymore, and that's the price that we're paying due to the significant amount of Russian landmines that have been placed around the front line. But what I also found amazing, and you probably right remember, was that little young guy that had lost an arm and a leg, like racing around on his wheelchair still with a smile on his face, right? Yep. You know, it's like the spirit hasn't been broken. So, you know, it's quite amazing. You remember as well that, and I've got something here in front of me now, actually, I'll show you in a sec, that as part of Yuri's team, there was a British guy, Scottish guy, he's on Instagram, I think, I Am Braveheart, and when Yuri's vehicle got hit with the artillery and they all got shrapnelled, obviously the attackers were jumping out the side, and the Scottish guy, you know, he got injured, but he wears a kilt.
He wears a kilt into battle, and no, he doesn't wear shit underneath either. It's full on old school Braveheart type. You know, he's a Scottish warrior out there, literally.
And he got hit, or like the explosion hit them all to the ground, and he got shrapnelled, and it blew his kilt off. Yeah. So he then just had his balls and whatever hanging out, and got back up and still charged the Russian trench. And
he still charged the Russian position, dick and balls out, like full on, just
and won.
And still took the position.
Yeah, literally took them all out still with like no bottom half, and he's a big lad, right?
Yeah, he is. He's bigger than Mick. He makes Mick look small too. He's massive.
He makes Mick look small, and you can imagine some Scottish geezer with shrapnel wounds all over, with his dick and balls hanging out, charging you with a machine gun. Like, I think they were just at that point ready to die. Anyway, here.
So you ended up. Oh, look at
Here it is. This is his replacement combat kilt.
combat kilt. Got it ready to go. Did you get a couple of
There
them?
it is.
Were,
That is.
were you able to get a couple of them, or just the one for now?
I've got one so far. I can get him more. He's only asked for one so far, but this is his next one to wear to replace. And as I've said to him, you know, we can't have you running around on the battlefield, mate, with your dick and balls hanging out every day.
Nah, we couldn't have that. No, we need him to be safe and keep it protected and camouflaged. But it's just awesome. I mean, that's just how hardcore Yuri's unit is. They don't he doesn't, and he's so genuine too, and he's no nonsense either. He's just straightforward with everything. Like every sentence that Yuri spoke was meaningful and like had something with it, like new knowledge or something. He was the one I learned about what the Ukrainian soldiers actually need and what the forces actually need with the demining equipment and the counter battery artillery, because that's what you say. He told us directly, right?
Yeah, it was real talk, Andrew, wasn't it? It was real talk.
Yeah.
And and your chat is going, oh my God. And it's like, but no, this is 100% legit. Like, that is his kill.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks, you'll see me standing with him, and he'll put his kilt back on, and then he'll be back out there assaulting Russian trenches in it.
Hell yeah.
It's nuts.
It's hardcore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a final experience that we had. We couldn't post on it obviously because of he didn't want anyone to know that he was in the hospital at the time, because they obviously have a big following, and in Kyiv too. So I had to wait until he was healed up and out of there, and I posted it today, and I'm excited to be raising money for Ear Pro and Eye Pro, because we also see that as well, how much the soldiers need that protection, and they're not, like, a lot of those Ukrainian soldiers are out there, no ear protection at all, just artillery going, and it's like, golly, dude, the tinnitus has to be horrible. Just hearing a just constantly in your ears, just hearing a ringing, it's horrible.
Totally, man. Like, you know, you think even if you're down the range with like 10 assault rifles with no ear protection, you're just deafened.
Yes. Like, can't even imagine a full scale artillery. So what's your next trip looking like to Kyiv? What are you going to be doing there besides delivering the truck, or is that basically the mission?
I think we've got 10 trucks.
10 in this one, huh?
I think so. I'm taking a bit of a NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade legend with me, a guy called Renault.
Okay.
Who's a 74-year-old Belgian.
Ooh.
Who's donated a number of trucks, drones. He's just an amazing guy. So he's coming in my truck. And then I think we'll do the usual unit handover like you did, and whatever, in the location. But then some of us are going to head to KYIV, and then we're going to go to Kramatorsk and just basically head a bit further and deliver some of the kit right up there because of the operations that are going on at the moment.
Yeah. So you're going to be getting as close as you can. Kramatorsk is still like, it's behind Chasiv Yar, and it's over in that region, but they're still under rocket attack.
Yeah, it's about 10-15 kilometers from Bakhmut. Yeah, so it's very much up there.
Very, very much so. I hope we can assist with that a little further too, and I want to bring some more equipment this time as well in the vehicle, some more night vision or optics as we can. I got to talk to Dimitri on that a little further.
Yeah. I think that side of things. Before there were some problems just because of the export licenses from Estonia, but I think there are ways to buy it a bit closer so it can happen quicker. So yeah, there's definitely ways that you can do that, without a doubt, mate.
Absolutely. What's your most memorable experience of Kyiv?
Oh, what of the last trip? Or the
yeah, sure. Yeah. There's so many.
There's so many. Like, I very much enjoyed our shows every day. Like, so that every day as an experience was great, right? Like, because I think that you got some great guests on the show. and I think that hearing them talk about the history of the conflict in Ukraine, or Dylan's experiences, or Mitt's humbleness and experiences, it was a real pleasure to sit there and hear these people talk. So I think every single day, Good Morning Kyiv created amazing memories. I think your birthday evening and night was memorable on a number of levels. Like that was pretty mad experience
Yes.
From the last barricade and all of that. It was just a nuts evening, that wasn't it, mate? Like, every time that we do the unit handover, for me, that is just the mind blowing bit, right? When you meet those people and they start talking about what they're involved in, and you meet them face to face, or you meet those Azov guys that have, suffered what they've suffered, and you met a couple of them there. It's just mind blowing.
It absolutely was.
So yeah, it's so impossible to just say one thing. I think is amazing. It's like almost every single day and moment when you're in Ukraine is special in different ways.
It absolutely was. Like every day it was a new opportunity or something. And it also started the day off well with the conversation was almost like caffeine, and you get your brain working pretty fast, especially with the individuals we had on and how much knowledge they have. Yeah, it was just a way to start the day. And now here I am. I can't sleep more than 4 hours now, 5 hours, and I'm back up ready to do something. But there's nothing for me to do. I mean, stream here with you guys, obviously, and hang out here at home. But waking up and you're out there, and you got this Krishatic is right there, and the sounds of the city, and it was just an experience. And I can't wait to get back out there again for season 2. I'm probably just gonna rebook the same B&B. I'm just gonna lock that down. The same one.
I think we should.
Yeah,
I think it will work, won't it? Because then at least we've got some consistency to the set.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great location too. Everywhere we needed to. Yeah.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say everywhere we needed to go and walk to, and also this next trip, I want to do more of a food review thing with some of the food in Kyiv when we aren't going around places. Because we went to a lot of restaurants. Like that's the other thing I miss too, is going and sitting down at a table with people. Like eating here at home is so boring and so lame, and the food is way unhealthier. And I just know I'm eating unhealthy food all by myself. And going out and eating like a 5-course meal was still far healthier at like a Georgian restaurant at Mustafir, or that last restaurant that Starsky had took us to before we left. Like that one was really good.
That's it, man. Like right now, we'd just be like popping down to Mustafir, right?
Yeah.
It'll be good. Right. I think there's a few things, right? So yeah, we'll get the same apartment in September. I'm gonna go and nick, one of those like big whiteboard things from List 99, so I can have a weather board in the background.
Nice.
So, or no, we won't have it in the background because then it's there, but we'll put it off screen here, so you can go and pick the camera up, and we can actually switch to the weather section. We can actually be looking at regional weather. What's it looking like in the Donbass this afternoon? How's it looking down in Crimea for the beach party?
Exactly.
We've got to take that shit to the next level, I think.
Yeah, we gotta go up and up and up with it. We had someone in the chat say, "Good English tea for your morning guests, no instant coffee." Yeah, we learned our lesson after we almost took out Johnny FD with that one. So I'm glad that we learned our lesson. We just grabbed something fast too, because there's like not many brands that of. It's a lot of Ukrainian brands of things, and like it's just not really clear on which one to get. There's a good one, in my opinion. Like every time. Go ahead.
No, you're right, mate. Like you've never heard of any of the shit that you buy out there.
Hell no. Never hear of any of it. Go ahead.
I think the other. We could do some live cooking on the show. Obviously, there was the MRE unboxing and eating.
the MRE unboxing. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe we could get in the morning. It's so early though. We'd have to see about going to the market or something and getting some food to try, like actual good food on there. Or we could just save it overnight and eat it, reheat it. It's, you know, it'd probably still be as good. It'd be better than reheated US food. But
And I think the other thing that happened on the last episode was the whole Marmite Vegemite.
yeah, I think that has to happen too. You and Mick need to have a Mermite Vegemite off. Sounds like.
Well, no, you're the judge, right?
I'll be the judge, and I'll be the third party unbiased reviewer, because I have no idea. You know, you guys are gonna be doing. It sounds like two Pokemon going at each other. Vegemite, I choose you. Mermite, hit dash. Type.
But there has been some detail behind it that actually changes it a little bit, right? Which is that Marmite is actually owned by Unilever, and Unilever are still trading in Russia. And in fact, they've actually recently said they're happy for their staff to be conscripted into the Russian army. So,
so the plot thickens a little bit. There's a little bit deeper, deeper.
It does. So we're now thinking that actually what we're going to do is we will get some Marmite. We might just steal it from the shop so Marmite don't benefit financially. And then Mick can use it with a variety of Ukrainian weaponry on the training site and damage it. So we might fire it from a mortar. We might drive over it with a T-72, do various things of destruction with Ukrainian weaponry. This is a funny series of videos that you can share down the Good Morning KYIV. It can be, how badly can we fuck Marmite up for supporting Russia?
What? So is it just like is it much difference between the two? There is difference between the two, like flavor wise, or like what it sounds like the way someone described it to me in the chat was it's like leftover, like if underneath the oven there's like shit left over and like it's grease or whatever. And it's like basically what this is. I don't know. That's probably poor. You don't even know?
I only know Marmite. I don't even know what Vegemite is, right? Like
vegan Mermite.
But I'm thinking, exactly. But I'm thinking that like we might take like, because I think if you like look like a Marmite, things like this, it's roughly the same size as a hand grenade.
Yeah.
I might take it to the front to a recon unit and attach it to a drone and drop it on a Russian's head in a trench. I think that might be quite amusing.
It might have some effect.
Mate, that thing hitting you from above, like that will hurt. No, definitely.
That's some of the things that we were discussing. So Vegemite, Marmite, and then the arm wrestling too with Mick. That was tough. I lost. I got destroyed. Alex got destroyed. We should have had Johnny arm wrestle him though. I think that next time we'll have Johnny FD come and arm wrestle Mick. It's part of the morning show. Just have Johnny FD come on, like an Eric Andre thing, where he's just like or have Johnny just standing back in the back next to like the plants and just have him stand there and Mick just have him look at Mick the whole time. Mick be like, "Fuck's up with this guy?"
Completely right. I'm totally with you, Andrew. Like at the moment, we have started the Ukraine Volunteer World Arm Wrestling Championships.
Oh goodness! So I got that going. We have to do a softball league apparently because I play softball. Man, we got to bring if we're bringing sports to Ukraine, I got to bring Gatorade or some type of sports drink because I can't do water all the time. And half the time I get the wrong water and it's the fizzy water with gas. I'm like, no gas, please. I don't want that. I just want to be refreshed, not have my throat feel like I got static going down it, drinking spicy water, dude. I'm trying to be hydrated, dude.
Man, the first few days we nearly died just
dude,
because we only had sparkling water, right?
Having electrons go down our fucking throat or something, dude. I was like, what the hell? Yeah,
we were drinking out of the toilet. It was desperate.
I thought I was doing something great because I had went to the store on my own and I had gotten water because I was like, dude, I'm going to the store. It was like a lot. I was kind of nervous because nobody. Maybe the worker, will speak English. Maybe. But there isn't a whole lot of help in there. You got to do what you got to do, get what you need, and go and hit the tap, and you can pay. Like your card works though. I know that. You can see the amount, and if you have cash, you can see the number, and that works. But in terms of getting the products you want, dude, it's a challenge, especially since there's minimal, very, very minimal. Gatorade will give you kidney stones. Will it actually? Is that facts? I'm gonna have to look that up. When it's super hot though, electrolytes I love electrolytes, especially right now.
But what you're saying, right, is so true. Like it's like Ukraine is the only place where if you want to buy still or sparkling water, there's no consistency to what it looks like. It might be blue in one thing, it might be red in the other. Like it's a complete lucky dip if you've actually got water that you want or not. Like unless you want to buy Evian, and then it's about $1,000 a bottle because it's imported. It's just madness out there.
Mod Ann got me Evian water, and I was like, oh, it makes me feel like I'm back in Ukraine. The Evian water is good. That's good water though, but it's and their water is just all huge, like big jugs of water, like a bottle of water, massive. I mean, they have the regular ones too, but a lot of them are gas. Have the sparkling in there.
It's chaos, mate. So yeah, basically for September, we've got an improved weather section. We've got a Marmite battle. We're gonna have new guests.
Better tea. Yep.
More fashion.
Yes. We'll have new clothes because I'm not gonna pack. I'm literally bringing like two sets of clothes this next one, and then keeping my whole bag empty so I can just buy clothes like Ukrainian clothes.
The whole show is going to be sponsored by Gatorade because we'll have corporate sponsors.
We're gonna have to bring them over there. Yeah.
That's it. Like Zelensky's going to come on it. It's just going to be chaos.
That would be nuts, though. If we could have that would be crazy. If we could just shoot for the moon, fine. See if we can get Zelensky on. That'd be crazy. That would be nuts. The other thing too is I have to bring a case of Mountain Dew for Starsky. This next one, I kept notes of things that I needed to bring. So Starsky's getting a case of Mountain Dew, and then also Aussie T is getting one of these. Oh shit, it's behind me. One of my mortars for all the assistants from over there, and also I'm considering one viewer to come with on the next one. They've been really supportive. That would be down to do this. Probably not stay for the whole 2 weeks with or whatever, because they have hotels. They have the Skyloft Hotel that you can stay in with the whole group, and then do the thing and see it, and then go home, because they have the whole trip planned. Like and it's all paid for too. So you just have to fly to Talon, and then once you're on the convoy, you're pretty much their baby. Like they got you at that point. Like you're on the convoy, you get there, they have a hotel room for you, and then you'd be able to go out and see a couple things and then go home, get on the train. They got a train ticket and everything. You could have mine. But there's been supporters of it for a long time, and one other viewer had mentioned that that could be a good like auction thing if you have the means to do so, because there's people that have been watching that said that they'd want to do it, but you know what you got to see, you know what you're signing up for. You're not dead weight. You're gonna have to drive, and you have to put work in on the way there, but then after that you're kind of chilling. After you get the vehicle there, you're in a tourist mode kind of at that point, where you're just kind of seeing things and being taken around. And this is going to be your Alex, your third trip now, right? Fourth trip in August. Fourth
in August, and then fifth when we go back in September.
Damn, you can't. Damn. So you haven't. I'm going to be on my second one. You're going to be 2 ahead of me now every time. No, you'll be 3 ahead of me. It'll be your 5th in September. Goodness.
Well, do you know what? Like technically, because my grandfather is Ukrainian, I could actually become a Ukrainian citizen and get a Ukrainian passport.
Yeah, you could just do that.
I could do, but do you know what? If I do that, you have to give up the UK passport. So it's not such a good idea, mate. Because the next thing you'll know, Andrew, they'll be like, right, we're mobilising you, and they'll be, oh shit. Exactly.
You're on the next mobilization. And we'll be getting updates from Alex on the front lines.
I'll be getting trained by Mick.
Yeah, literally. Yep, Mick will be having you do push-ups and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So you got to be careful what you wish for a little bit, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if you know, someone wants to, make a big donation and then come in the convoy, I mean, wicked, man, and what an experience, and good on them. If not, maybe I've had my medical minibus thing that I'm driving. If not, maybe me and Mercado would drive the truck together and we can stream along the way. He can drive, I can do the camera,
Yeah.
and we can make some fun content.
That's what we're gonna do in September, regardless. Though we're gonna have a more of a content trip because I was so anxious and everything. Right, I didn't even really plan a whole lot of content or anything. I mean, as we were going, I mean, I'm playing the video right now. I was just taking random videos of shit, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna do another vlog of the whole thing, which worked out. But there'll be more. I'll do more stream. We can stream from the beginning and as far as we can, and just have to keep paying Verizon $100 as we go off the, because we're gonna hit the data limit. I did like twice when I was in Europe. I hit my data cap, and I'm like, give me more. $100. Okay, bet it's worth it. It's so expensive. That's very expensive. So I'm not trying to. It's not a regular thing. I don't go over the limit in the United States because we have unlimited data, like truly unlimited data. But in Europe, it still have like a 30 gigabyte cap where I just can't go over it at all. But I definitely went over that a few times.
Oh man, that happens a lot. I've just like the sniffing brigade are in our. Someone's in the chat in YouTube. I don't know who it is.
The sniffing brigade, is it?
Alex, the campaign is ready.
Alex, the campaign is ready. Oh, looks like your campaign's ready. Then ours. Hey, Dimitri, if you could get ours done Dimitri? In the next, maybe if it's Dimitri or Anton, maybe, and we start our war news in 4 hours. If we could get our 5th one started tonight. If not, I understand.
I don't think you can tonight.
We'll see.
You might do. Are you trying to get a new patch done for it?
No, not a new patch. No, same patch. I mean, we'll just
same patch.
Yeah,
same Mercado.
We're just gonna do our same patch. Yeah, we could mix it up maybe in a couple, but I want more people to get this one because it's like the Mercado patch. But then we can mix it up here and do a few of them. Yeah. We need like I already envision. We need so it'd be the 69th Sniffing Brigade, 420th Company. Right, I need like a yeah. I already have ideas. I want a 420 friendly patch for my. I want a snack squad patch. So I already have ideas, but we're sticking with the Mercado one for now. Probably on the next truck we can mix up the patch a little bit, and you get some new patches.
Can you share the PTSD truck with your viewers?
Yeah, he sent. Is it? Do they have Is it a video of it or?
Yeah, I've got the video.
Oh, send me the video on on a messenger.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if whoever's in this chat, can you send the campaign link and video to Andrew? Because I mean, you're PTSD, right?
Yep.
You know about this world. This is serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for the head of psychology of 58 Brigade. They're delivering psychological support at the front line, so it's super important to help them support the guys and the girls that have got some troubles, right? The problem with PTSD is it doesn't just happen in the midst of the conflict. It comes on later. It can be years later, and it's something that you need to manage and work on for the rest of your life. It's not like you just get cured, is it?
No.
So, for me, it's an important one. I'm actually doing an interview tomorrow with co-founder of my business, who is a veteran, British Army veteran. Raises a lot of money for Combat Stress, which is the UK veterans charity, and I'll be doing an interview with him about PTSD and what he's done to help it out, and just some of what people can look out for to find the signs of it, and also what Ukraine's going to expect, really, because I think this is going to be a big issue for a long time.
It is, and I mean, and if we start the treatment now, or if we start getting the normalizing in terms of what the symptoms are and not make it seem like it's this boogeyman and like soldiers have like they're lesser than or something for having it, and it's just not the case at all. You know, a lot of in the US, the PTSD treatments really didn't get going here to the last like 5 years or so, and we've been at war. We're at the war on terror started in what, late 2000, right? At the end of early 2001 really kicked off. So it's like what, over 20 years of war, and it just now within the last 5 years has PTSD treatment started to advance and actually start to like, help. So it's 20 years that we've lost, that a lot of we lost over 7,000 soldiers in combat, but we've lost triple the amount of that to suicides and PTSD related suicide deaths, because there just hasn't been any help. And the helplines take forever too. Whenever you do need help, it takes forever to see someone.
Completely, mate. There is no shame in PTSD. Like, be it if you've served your country in the army or in the police or the emergency services, you're exposed to a significant amount of trauma, and if you see that stuff, it affects you. And it is absolutely normal to have problems as a result, because most people go through their life and they don't experience what you experience if you go to a war zone, or if you see what happened at 9/11 or anything like that, or maybe have a horrendous life yourself because of your childhood. And trauma affects you, and PTSD is very real, and especially people that have veterans that have served their country and then experienced horrors that most people, they can imagine, but they've got no idea what it's like. They deserve to be looked after better. And the British Army don't do it well enough. The US Army don't do it well enough. In fact, most militaries do not do it well enough. And it's not acceptable when those people have risked their lives for their country.
Not at all. It feels like they're kind of left out to dry. Like the government uses them, and then they're not taken care of afterwards. Doing the country's work basically, and carry out whatever victory that needs to happen for whatever your country's cause is. Obviously, for Ukraine, it's their independence and fighting off the Russian aggression and their invasion. But for like the U.S., it's like, that was like we were out there fighting the war on terror, and keeping it, war on terror, and it's like we didn't really got nothing out of it, and all the gains that we had and all the places that we had taken are back under the insurgent control now, or back under the enemy control that we were fighting. And so it's like all that for 20 some years just went out the window, and it didn't really have a meaning or lasting effect. They don't want democracy there. All the bases that we had are gone. All of the cities that we had liberated from the worst of ISIS terrorists are back under ISIS control. And then also we just have the soldier trauma from that just was never treated. So we need now that we know what we know from that, we need to continue assisting our veterans here in the U.S. And also now that the West is so heavily involved in tracking what's going on in Ukraine, caring about the Ukrainian soldiers, it's important to share the knowledge that we've learned from our failures with PTSD treatment, mental health treatment with our own soldiers, with the Ukrainian soldiers. But I'm hoping a lot of the foreign fighters too, that are there in places that know about the failures that we've had with our PTSD treatments are doing more for Ukraine.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you hear me again?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear Alex? Can you guys hear Alex? Let me get a thumbs up in the chat really quick. Check in. Also, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're talking to Alex Kanash of the NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade. Just reminiscing, talking about our trip in Ukraine, future planning, and just general conversation. We don't really have a goal here with this one, but we're going.
No, so I guess what we were just saying, I don't know if I broke up or not, but in short, it is absolutely unacceptable, the support given to veterans that suffer from PTSD after they serve their country, be it the British military, the US military. It is quite frankly disgraceful, and it is slowly improving, but it is unbelievably bad. It's embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
You know, it's like, it's all right if you're fighting and you come back from a tour and they're like, "Are you all right?" And you go, "Yeah," and then they're like, "Yeah, right, go back again." But then as soon as you leave, they're like, "All right, you're done."
Yeah, it's horrid, absolutely horrid. So, taking the knowledge that we've learned in our failures and applying it to what we're seeing in Ukraine will be massive. So, also in the chat, we need a NAFO truck emoji. We'll work on that. We'll add that to our emoji lists. Any questions that you guys have for Alex or myself from the trip, you guys can go ahead and ask away. We're both reading the chat right now. Looks like it's getting darker and darker out there where you're at. The nighttime has approached.
Yeah, man. It has. It is totally. It's 9:15 here now. I do have the donor box links to the PTSD truck here.
There you go.
Can I chuck it in? How do I do it? Can I chuck it in the chat thing?
Put it yeah. Hold on. Read a comment really quick, and then I can make you a moderator, and then you can do it.
Yeah.
Just read a comment, anything, and then I'll see your name.
There now.
Let me see.
Donor box, Alex Kanash and PTSD.
It's probably not gonna. Let me see here.
Well, do you want me to send it to you?
You might have to send it to me.
What, on Facebook Messenger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only mods and myself can put, and I kind of wish they would change that a little bit. I know there'd be lots of links, and I don't know. They need to, because on Twitch and shit, people can put links in the chat, and then the streamer can just click the link. That's the one. There you go. So this is your new one, okay? And then hopefully, Dimitri and the NAFO Brigade will have our 5th one by tonight, if possible. Okay, let me put this in the chat quick here.
Craig. Yeah, so Craig, I've been to Busha, and my friend Yuri was the commander of the Territorial Defence Battalion that defended Busha and Irpin. He lost 3 members of his staff defending Busha to try and stop them coming in, and I have been there, and I've followed the path of Ile, who died defending the gates to Busha. He used a javelin to take out one Russian tank, and he was blown into pieces, priming his javelin to take out another. If you look on my Instagram, you can see the last words that Ile said before he died. I've got all the videos and footage of the first day of Busha when my friend went there to recover his dead man's body. I haven't published any of that stuff because you can imagine what else is in those videos. There are a lot of dead people on the ground, women, children. So I cover stuff, but it's pretty traumatic when you see that stuff, and everyone knows what happened there. There was a mass genocide, and that is basically the moment when the world woke up and decided this wasn't going to happen. The lady who is the head of psychology for that unit is also from Busha in that region, and she worked for Yuri. So these are all people from that region. So I have done enough of Busha, and I don't need to see it anymore. And I think the world's seen it enough. And what you have to remember is that Busha is just the place that everyone remembered. What is happening in Busha is happening in every single occupied Russian town and city right now. You just don't know it yet because it hasn't been deoccupied.
Absolutely. And in Busha, we got the memorial there now. We went and showed that on my trip because I had went there and seen it. And like Alex mentioned, he had already seen it. But it's not a tourist attraction. It's a somber place. It's a place for remembrance. But again, like Alex had said, it's just one example of thousands of villages everywhere. Every single city and village that Russia occupies is a Bucha, okay? Or it's completely destroyed and leveled out, gone, all of it. So, the Russian aggression is a complete and total genocide of everything and everyone, humans, animals, you name it.
Yeah, sadly, it is true. That is literally what's going on, and that's why you have to fight evil, right? This is not an opportunity for sitting down and having a chat. This is good versus evil, and there's no different to this war, to World War II. It's just sadly we are the next generation involved in it. We hoped it would never happen again, but it is happening, and it's happening right now. But this time, for a number of reasons, the Ukrainians are having to fight it alone without the backup of Allied forces.
Yeah, they're doing all they're the shield of Europe right now, unfortunately. So it wasn't by Ukraine's choice. It was Russians' aggression and Russians' illegal choice invasion of the country that they just continue despite their absolute failure. Go ahead.
Absolutely, mate.
Yep. Any questions that you guys might have? Any questions in the chat you guys might have for us? Alex, will you share your face? It's Alex Kanash, right, on Facebook?
Yeah, man. I don't hide who I am. Like, my name is the same on every single.
We don't use weird surnames or some stage name.
I'm Alex Kanash on Facebook. I'm Alex Kanash on YouTube. I'm APK Ukraine on Instagram, and I'm Alex Kanash on LinkedIn.
Alex Kanash on LinkedIn. I have a LinkedIn. I haven't looked at that thing in like so long. I have a feeling the housing units hastily built by Russians in Mariupol were over mass graves to conceal their atrocities. Likely. Highly likely. Yep. But it's also just a quick propaganda village that they put up, or propaganda housing to show people, look, we care. And it's all fake. All fake. You need to do the weather report.
Let's do it now, shall we? I mean,
you should do it for KYIV. You should do it. You should do it for KYIV.
Yeah.
Do the upcoming weather for tomorrow.
I mean, we'll have a quick look. Like right now, though, man, in Minnesota. Wow.
Yeah, help. Yep,
you are blazing, right?
Yeah.
You've got 96 Fahrenheit. You've got, on my app, you've got an excessive heat warning until 2000 hours this evening. With high, my God.
Yeah, we're gonna become a desert here soon. It seems
it's terror hot there. Just don't go outside. Leave the country. Maybe
we're going back to Ukraine. Yeah,
go to Ukraine or go to Alaska and chill out there in the snow.
Yeah,
there's any snow there. Comparatively, right now in Kyiv, it's pretty cloudy. It's only 60 Fahrenheit. It's not dropping to. It's only going to drop to about 55 Fahrenheit throughout the night.
Wow.
And then if we were doing Good Morning Kyiv, we would be waking up to about 58 Fahrenheit, which is probably about 10 or 12 down on what we had when we were doing GMK Live Series 1, wasn't it, Andrew?
Yeah, that's sweatshirt and sweatpants weather. Definitely. That's comfort. I love that weather, though, because I can bundle up but still be outside. It's like room temperature feels. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, no shorts. I'd have to wear some sweats for the morning show.
It is pure sunshine all throughout the day, all the way till sunset at around 2049 with highs of 74 to 75 Fahrenheit. So whilst it's not too hot, it's a very nice, stable, sunny day that will be very good for Wi-Fi and internet connection, so there wouldn't be any buffering on the stream.
Damn. We only had that one day and a half where we had buffering issues. One day with Dylan was like killing me because it took like 3 streams to get it going. Streamlabs is just like, nope, actually, no stream. I'm not going to send a feed out. I was getting pissed. I was like, come on. Because it was late already and Dylan had already stayed up all night through his stream to come on to ours. Like a true champion.
Very brave man.
Oh, yes.
So I think in terms of in the chat, like, I think you shared the DonorBots campaign. If everyone wants to help get the PTSD truck a little bit, that's great. Obviously Andrew's going to have his 5th truck going as well soon, so we've got to get that one over the line.
It should say no. The one in the chat is open. It's okay. So you got 1,000 euro already out of 2 donations. So it's going. It's the right one.
Yeah, that is the right one. Am I going in September? Yes. Yeah, I'll be there. Whether or not I've got my own truck. They're saying the truck link isn't working. I don't.
It's working. I just clicked it. And it's good.
I've just clicked it as well. So for me,
Yep.
it's working.
Yep. Yep. I literally clicked this one too. Yep.
Either me and Andrew will be in the same truck or separate trucks racing each other, trying to ram each other off the road. You know, who knows?
This person, there's been so many comments. Dude, Gonzalo Lira deserved it. Goodbye.
Who's that?
Some troll that was in Ukraine report like that Ukraine went and detained because he's a pro-Russian moron. So like there's like at least one or two people that cry about it in every single feed I do now. Have you heard about Gonzalo Lira? Like I'm supposed to like the fuck? Of course, I would hope so. I'm upset that in the United States we don't do shit like that. When you got people that are clearly against what's that? Go ahead.
Carry on, mate.
Oh, I was just gonna say we got people that are just clearly terrorists and they're just clearly pandering to the enemy or to whatever. In Ukraine's case, it's the Russian orcs that are invading their country. Like a moron gonna sit there in a Ukrainian city and do that? I don't think so.
I've been a few weeks ago I started arguing with the Red Cross on Facebook.
Yep.
And they started replying back, going on about how they have these principles and this is how they do things and blah blah blah. And then that Belarus Red Cross thing came out where they admitted they were like kidnapping the kids, yeah, and helping take the kids back to Russia. When that happened, we were in Good Morning Kyiv, and I then replied back on the on the thread going, you know, your comments about your Red Cross principles, it doesn't seem to have aged very well with what's happening in Belarus. And now I've just been awarded a Red Cross top fan badge.
What? Oh my goodness. Perfect. Now you should keep your comments up because you have the badge, it'll be shown to the top of the comments list now.
It's like,
yeah.
It's brilliant, man.
It's absolutely useless.
I made those comments and I got like multiple death threats in private messages from so many random people.
Yeah. It's just they're probably Red Cross bots. Red Cross bot farm.
I love it. It's great.
Just set up to defend all the truths about them and how they don't do shit.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, like everyone found that quite funny. Yeah. No, it is absolutely hilarious, especially the fact that I got a top badge fan for like basically calling out the Red Cross for kidnapping children from Ukraine. Yeah.
Will those kids be returned? I think we went over that in one of our Good Morning Kyiv streams, didn't we?
Yeah.
And how dark the topic is. It's not a cheery topic. It's going to be difficult and likely not, to be honest. Like, to be blunt with you, probably likely not. But there's an effort to do so, at least the effort's there to try to get as many back as possible, and it's happening. But in terms of getting all of them back, unfortunately, likely not. That's just Russia's MO. You guys know that, though. Indoctrination of the kids. You gotta start them young. That's what they do. They go after the youth. They have Putin youth and all that shit, just like Hitler did.
What's your plan for the rest of the day then, Andrew?
Well, here, once we wrap up, I'm gonna go live on Snack Squad. You know that chill stream that we did? We just kind of yeah. So I'm gonna go on there with whoever's interested for a while. And usually so I'm going to do more discussion streams at this time during the day. So we're going to have Chaz on. He had messaged me, but I had missed it because he's down in Odessa. So we're going to have him on hopefully tomorrow. I'll message him. If you want to come back on anytime here at this time, this is perfect for like a discussion stream. Like when we started. Yeah. When we started, not like right now, it's already like 3:30, but 2:00, perfect time. And then, we got my war news tonight. War news stream that I do.
Nothing happened in the war, mate.
And yeah, exactly. It's there's some changes on the front lines, but on a day-to-day basis, I mean, sometimes it's tough. There isn't changes going on, but good thing that the Ukrainian forces have been moving and have been gaining ground.
Ooh.
What are you looking at? You see comments?
I'm looking at our last convoy chat, if you look in it on WhatsApp, and there is one of our trucks that's been, wow.
Wait, they just shared it?
Yeah. Have a look if you can look in the March.
I still haven't seen the video yet of the brigade getting our. Oh, and the March one.
No, have a look at that, man. Yeah, so there's like to explain to everyone what I'm looking at. There is in our last convoy chat stream. Ragnar, the commander of 69 Sniffing Brigade, has posted some photos of one of our trucks, and
I'm not in that one, I don't think.
Yeah. Oh no, you're not in this one.
Nope.
How can I?
Think you can forward it to me.
Yeah, let me forward you that, man. That is. Where are you, Andrew?
And then I can put it up on.
Show the viewers this.
Yeah.
Media and captions are now forwarded together. Yeah.
Send it on Facebook Messenger if you can.
I have to download the photo because I'm not on Facebook. I'm looking at it on my
WhatsApp.
Yeah. Can you just see on your WhatsApp?
Yeah, I'll transfer it.
It's got some fairly serious gunfire into it.
Oh wow!
Apparently, no one died, and it made it back to the base. But I don't know. That looks like it's taken 50 cal fire in some places, doesn't it? That's pretty high. I mean, wow. Yeah, and the windscreen's been peppered as well. So it looks like they got ambushed at quite close range in the truck. But apparently no one died, and the truck carried on running, and they made it back to the base, and it saved their lives. So that's a pretty good example of having a decent truck, right? Don't know if you can share that.
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
You know, but they can see right there what type of gunfire people can come under. Yeah, exactly. So one of our guys has commented that looks like bullet and shrapnel holes, and I'd say the same because there's some slices on the actual bonnet of the car that look like a big bit of metal's ripped through it. And then the windscreen, I mean, you're very lucky not to be dead sitting in the cab of that vehicle.
There it is, full screen. Yeah, look at that thing. Looks like a Velociraptor got a hold of it with that one.
Yeah, if you look in that window and that.
Very lucky. Look at that.
That damage into the bonnet there as well. It's lucky not to have destroyed the engine. So the bonnet is the hood, sorry. That's the hood of a car for the American listeners. So you can see that, you know, the armored, this hasn't got any protection on it. So the other more expensive trucks that we've been doing put a polymer coat on that bonnet or the hood and across the side panels and the front bumper and the doors. So that gives it like an extra sort of 6 millimeter of protection. So where that metal's just ripped there in through the hood, it's meant to stop that happening, because obviously if that cuts down into the engine block or parts of the engine, that will immediately take the engine out, meaning the truck will stop, and then you're in big trouble. You know, luckily this one has obviously carried on going.
Yeah, it did. And that's what these trucks are made for, though, and that's why they're inexpensive, or they're not like top of the line type of vehicles, because they're used. Like they're going to be used on the front lines. Like they're used to get soldiers out of firefights, Kazovacs. They're not just show trucks. They're to be driven around. And actually talked to Dimitri, and he said that if they find out if any unit does just keep the truck and drive it around as like an everyday driver type of vehicle, that they won't actually do another fundraiser for that unit, which is pretty, like, that should tell you that these trucks are going to frontline Ukrainian soldier units. And you can find the link to ours, and anything on our extra will go towards the new truck, which Dimitri's likely working on it right now, or they were working on it today. But Alex's truck, the new PTSD medical truck, is in the description, or it's in the chat description. It's the pinned comment right there. You should be able to click it and do it right away.
Yes. Support the PTSD truck, get your PTSD Matters patch, and then buy Mercado's next truck.
Yes, and we'll be doing that. Now, like, maybe I can work on a new patch with, or another patch with Dimitri to get a because again, I want to get a 420 patch and a Snack Squad patch for my Snack Squad audience, because I have a pretty big Snack Squad Gaming. We're getting close to 10,000 subscribers. It's in a pretty serious YouTube channel in terms of gaming content. You know, we got things going on over there.
BME, is there anything you can do to the windscreens? Yeah, I mean, obviously you can fit bulletproof and ballistic glass and stuff like that, but you're getting into the realms of major upgrades there and quite expensive kit. I mean, technically, yeah, these pickups are not NRAPs or armored vehicles. They're not there to be driven through minefields and, you know, really as assault trucks. They're there to skirt around the edges or move at high speeds up to the front line, dropping off ammo, removing people. You know, if you're under fire, you know, assault rifles or light machine gun fire in that pickup truck, you're in pretty bad trouble, right? You know, most of the damage happening to it is artillery fire and then shrapnel from the artillery fire. So it's just not really financially worthwhile fully bulletproofing and armoring a pickup truck. You might as well have an armored vehicle. It will add too much weight to it. You'd have to modify too much the suspension, the engine, and it totally changes what we can do, because we can get a normal pickup truck and we can make sure it's mechanically sound and put the tires on it and put light armor on it quite quickly. If you want to take it to a whole ballistic level like that, you've got to, you know, these campaign donations would be 2-3 times the amount of money, and the lead time to delivering it would be much, much higher. So it's about speed of getting the kit out there over much higher cost. And, you know, it's still a pickup truck. So if I'm going to hit it direct with a bit of artillery or an anti-tank missile, it's going to be done anyway.
Exactly.
So it's not that worth it for the cost and the time, to be quite honest.
Any other questions you guys might have for Alex or myself, comment in the chat with a question mark. You can at me or Alex in the chat. Hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed here to Mercado Media, and then you can also click into the description and click Alex's channel, and he's been posting content as well on YouTube. What are your plans to? Where do you want to take your YouTube channel? What do you want to do with it?
Me, oh mate, well, I've quite enjoyed doing it. I want to continue doing interviews with people. So my Brits for Ukraine, I'm quite interested in doing that and understanding why people are helping Ukraine and how they're doing it and what they've learned and how that's made them feel. I might expand that to like Yanks for Ukraine, and then
okay, there you go, there you go.
But I think I'll make some videos of the stuff that I'm doing when I'm out there as well. I like making stuff that people find interesting, or perhaps doing like my How to Try series and providing information that helps people and gives them tips on how to handle their lives better themselves. That's what I enjoy doing. So if that's useful content for people, that's cool.
That'd absolutely be useful. It's especially from people that have experienced some things and are going out and doing it like you are. What about for your Ukraine content? How long are you going to keep that going? As long as they're in it, huh?
Until the victory.
Until the victory, for real. Yep.
And then afterwards as well, because obviously we've got a big job of rebuilding it as well, mate. You know, like for me, Ukraine is in my family heritage, and it's a long run thing for me, and it's where I'll probably end up living my life.
You're gonna go live there afterwards?
I think, you know, I think it's highly likely.
Highly likely. If the United States can't get its act together and we fall into a civil war or whatever the hell, I mean, I'm gonna have to stay here for that and try to come out on top there. But after all that, dude, I feel like the U.S. are gonna go through some trials and tribulations here over these next few years. So I got to get through that here, and then maybe in the future, if I want to leave here, Ukraine would be the place for me to go. If I'm gonna go and live anywhere else outside the U.S., it'd be Ukraine, just hands down.
I think you end up living in the Ukraine.
Just go there now.
Well, I mean, whenever you feel right, it's as you've learned in a very short space of time, it's a special place, isn't it?
It very much is so.
Just to answer a few of these questions really quickly.
Yeah.
Someone loved the video with the PTSD. Yeah, Alex Dawson, he's a good friend of mine. I worked with the police in the UK as part of my day job, and he'd served for 25 years, and he's got very serious PTSD. He almost killed himself, and he's a good man. They've talked about the grief glass. That's the struggle. That's the hand forged bit of glass that me and a load of other people made. It's epic. You can see that on my YouTube, how we did it and how it was made. Does the bee in your bonnet mean you have a beehive? No, there are a lot of bees in this room that I'm in now. This is my mum's place. She died late last year, and she.
Oh, we're sorry to hear that.
That's all right, mate. It happens. So there's bees all over this place. But yeah, bees are very special to her. And that, I think, answers most of those questions there.
Any other open questions you guys have? We should get a vacation home there. The mods can take turns staying there. That'd be a great idea.
It's very good value, funnily enough, to get properties in Ukraine right now.
Who kicked off the Orcs Must Die logo? That'd be probably Ragnar, right?
Yeah. What do people think about that?
Yeah, they like it. We actually took the Orc Hunters, that font from the Orcs Must Die part, and made it into that's the Orc Hunters font now too. Same style.
Yeah. The Estonians are very angry with Russians.
Yeah. They are.
The Estonians were oppressed by the Russians, and they understand Russian aggression, and they know that unless we can beat this in Ukraine, they will come for them next, and that's why they're willing to fight.
And they have. They've already driven tanks into Tallinn in Estonia after Estonia's had their independence. And I mean, there's the surrounding states, the surrounding countries around Russia know all too well of their aggression, and know all too well of what Russia's capable of if no one stands up to them.
Yeah, someone says they like Ragnar. Ragnar's a great guy. Like, he is a machine.
Yes, he is.
He's got unbelievable energy. He's an amazing businessman. He's done amazing things for Ukraine. He's a great guy.
Solid person.
Proper man. Yeah. Have I ever been to the US? Yes. I've been to the USA. I've been to Florida as a kid, like you do, and went to the theme parks and that stuff. I went to the West Coast of America not too long ago, I guess.
I need to come visit the UK now.
You do. You do. You're welcome anytime. I will show you it.
I've always wanted to go there. I got to go to the UK, and I need to go to Australia because I have such an Australian audience. That needs to happen.
We've got to go and wrestle balls, mate, in the outback.
Yeah. That's apparently what we need to do.
Yeah, we how did I get involved with 69th Different Brigade? I'd been donating to some of their campaigns before, and then I wanted to do more, so I got in touch with Ragnar, and I bought a truck, and it went from there, basically.
That's how it happened with us too. Same thing. We watched the 15th convoy, I think, or maybe it was the 14th. And because we, like, during my war news, we just, what's this video? It looks a bunch of trucks, and we pulled it up, and it was the NAFO brigade, and we're like, what's that? And then I had put it out on Twitter, and I'd asked, how do I get a hold of this NAFO brigade, and how can we send our own Mercado truck? Because that'd be cool. And then, Ragnar was the guy, and DM'd him, and then Dimitri got a hold of me, and it all just started from there. And then I was in Ukraine.
I think you've done a brilliant thing, man. Like the fact that you've gone from like, oh look, this looks interesting, to you and your followers have bought 4 trucks already. Now onto the 5th is a legendary effort. you know, and obviously not only that, like we've done that show together, and that drove more money, and then we got Johnny FD involved. He's doing a campaign. You know, Rick the Ukrainian's maybe doing a campaign.
Yeah, Rick's got to. Yeah, Rick's got to do his too. We got one for that, but
so we're just that little random connections has like raised over $100,000 for Ukraine in like a month, right?
Dude, amazing to think of. Amazing to think of what you can do with connections and when people come together.
Yeah, it's proper. It's proper, and thank you for everyone that's saying that they're donating to the truck already. That's like hugely appreciated. Not really just from me, but from the actual troops who you're going to help, who have obviously got serious issues.
Absolutely.
In terms of PTSD, I'm going to do an interview tomorrow morning with my friend and we're going to talk about PTSD, and I'll publish that on my YouTube, which is just my name.
It's hyperlinked in the description of this video. You click the description and you can click Alex right there. It'll take you right in.
Nice. So yeah, thank you, Andrew.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll talk a bit more about PTSD and as an issue, and how people can maybe recognize some of it, and how it's maybe going to affect Ukraine in the long term, and that sort of stuff. So it should be quite interesting.
Absolutely. And again, that's tomorrow morning.
I've got to record it at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll get it live not long afterwards. So yeah, and that's it'll be out early morning UK time, mid-morning, which is going to be in the middle of the night for you, right? So by the time people wake up in America, it will be there, and it'll be late night in Australia, I guess, won't it? It's always quite confusing, but yeah.
All right, man. All right. Let's do some final thoughts. Would you want to come on regularly? Are you free? What days? Are you on Tuesdays, Thursdays free for you?
Yeah, man. Whenever
we could do a regular Tuesday, Thursday Alex stream discussion. Because again, I want to, these 2 o'clock start times, I want to do a stream during this time and have discussions with people and keep that going while I'm here. And then, start Good Morning KYIV again, right back where we left off, right back where we left off, good to go. Just like that. Mix down there and playing a piece of it there when we get back to KYIV. I want the whole setup and everything. It was just a great, great time. So final thoughts.
It's been a pleasure talking to you again, Andrew. I enjoyed our time together, and it's nice to see all your viewers again. I think it's a very, very important time for the Ukraine counteroffensive right now, and so keep watching Andrew's Evening War update, because I think that over the coming weeks leading up to when he comes back is going to get really very interesting. But along with that goes a lot of suffering and injuries, and the trucks that we're buying will save a significant amount of lives, because they're there to transport guys from that front line and backwards. So the more that we do to support them right now will make the biggest difference so far, I think, out of everything that we've done so far in this war effort. So thank you everyone for your help, and let's keep it going, because these next few months are going to really make a difference.
Thank you so much, Alex, for coming back on and sharing our experience together and going over it, and get some sleep. We'll have you back on Tuesday. Have you right back on here, same time, full discussion, just an update on our fundraising, and we can just talk about Ukraine. And when you get to Ukraine, likely be able to have you on same time, probably, because it'd be 10 p.m. KYIV time at 2 o'clock. Yeah. So just get you trained up for this, because when you go back to KYIV, we'll be having you report from KYIV to us.
Yeah, mate, no problem, and I'll be happy to do so, and hopefully we'll have some interesting footage as well that we can share, perhaps from some adventures. All
right, buddy. We'll see you then. Thank you again for stopping by, and a great time.
Nice to see you, Andrew.
All right, take care, buddy. All right,
bye.
All right, you guys, that is it for. Oops, not that one. That is it for our little discussion of the afternoon. More discussions to come. I want to do a regular stream at 2 o'clock, no matter what. Even if it's a dead news day, it'll be a gaming stream, which we're going to do right after this. you guys can come on over to Snack Squad TV. I'm going to be playing MLB The Show and playing some baseball until our war news tonight at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. So expect more regular daytime news or discussion streams, you know, whatever it is. Might have some other news to talk about too coming up, like we got Trump's indictment in the air. There's a lot of other things going on too, so just expect more daytime content for United States. And then my gaming stream on Snack Squad, war news tonight 8:15, and then more gaming afterwards on the Snack Squad channel. So come on over, stop by, come and check out our gaming stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good afternoon. All right, I'm going to send you guys over to the gaming stream in 3, 2, 1.